5 richest criminal organizations of 90s Russia. In today's Russia, the greatest danger to a criminal organization is the government and the police. But back in the 90s, it was the other way around. No one feared the cops, and the main safety concerns were coming from rival gangs. In the 90s, mortality among young Russian men aged 20 to 40 had increased by 35 to 70%, and the criminal organizations operated in almost every city, and their members were among the most affluent individuals at that time. Hello and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to show you 5 richest and most powerful criminal organizations of 90s Russia. So let's dive into it. Number 5. Tver Wolves. The Tver Wolves was a relatively small organization, the backbone of which was no more than 10 people, and was headed by Alexander Kostenko, known in the underworld as Lom. They operated in the city of Tver and its region from the beginning of the 90s until 2006. The gang was involved in racketeering, gambling, and prostitution, and controlled cargo transportation and gas stations on the Moscow-St. Petersburg highway, construction and logging companies, as well as alcohol producers. They demanded $1,500 monthly from legitimate businesses and 600 rubles daily from prostitutes. And those who didn't want to pay up were threatened and murdered. In the late 90s, the group got also involved in grand theft auto and contract killings. The Tver Wolves are mostly known as the gang that killed famous Russian singer Michael the Circle. However, they didn't intend to kill the singer, and their plan was simply to rob his house so that he would ask the gang for help, putting the singer in debt with them so that they could charge a percentage from each of his concerts. But the singer, who wasn't supposed to be home, unexpectedly caught one of the robbers, who then mortally wounded him. The shooter was later killed for his mistake by its own members, because the singer was loved and respected by the criminal organization. The group ceased to exist in 2006, when its leader, Alexander Kostenko, died in his car from multiple gunshot wounds. The remaining members were later arrested, and most of them received life sentences. Number 4. Hadi Taktash. Hadi Taktash was a criminal organization from the city of Kazan and kept its residents in fear from 1982 until 1999. The gang was involved in the racketeering of more than 40 companies and controlled prostitution. They were also in charge of all cemeteries in the city and were even guarding the grave of Stalin's son. The gang was notorious for turning a health factory into a brothel, where they also sold illegal drugs. Each member of the criminal organization would earn $6,000 a day, and its leader, Radik Galyakbarov, nicknamed Raja, would often carry with him up to $1 million in cash. But everything ended in 1999, when one of its members got arrested for murder and provided information that convicted and sent Raja to serve a life sentence in an infamous Russian prison, Black Dolphin. Number 3. Podolsk Gang. This criminal organization first appeared in the early 90s in Podolsk, Moscow region and operated until the early 2000s. At the height of their career, the group had around 100 members and controlled almost every business in the city, including banks and construction companies. The gang's profits were staggering for that time. In 1991, they made $30 million from just one major fraud, where they promised to bring a large batch of imported sugar to Podolsk at a ridiculously cheap price and invited everyone that was interested to make a prepayment for the shipment. But once all the money was collected, the gang simply disappeared. The group also operated in the United States, where they would charge $10,000 for contract killings. It can be said that the gang broke up on its own. Some of its leaders have been on the run for years, and some became high-ranking politicians in Moscow. One of its notable leaders was Sergei Lalakin, who was personally awarded a watch and a medal by the President of Russia. Number 2. Orekhovskaya Gang. This criminal organization from Moscow first appeared in the mid-80s and successfully operated until the mid-90s. They started small and collected earnings from prostitutes and truckers by offering them protection. In the 1990s, their racketeering operation had significantly expanded, and they dominated major firms and markets. Not long after, they gained control over almost all the metropolitan taxi services, most markets, banks, and even Domodedovo Airport. The gang's leader, Sergei Timofeev, went from being a tractor driver to one of the richest criminals in Russia. He became a real legend, and it's believed that the prototype of Alexander White from the famous Russian TV series Law of the Lawless is based on him. He died on September 13, 1994, when his rivals exploded his Mercedes-Benz. And after his death, the organization slowly faded away. Number 1. Tambov Gang. This criminal organization operated in St. Petersburg from the early 90s until early 2000s. They had around 500 members and specialized in extortion and racketeering, and by 1995 controlled 1/3 of Russia's drug trafficking business. Their leader, Vladimir Kumarin, was originally from the city of Tambov, which is how the name of the organization was found. He was crazy rich, even by the standards of the 90s criminals. He owned a historic 5,000 square feet mansion in the downtown of St. Petersburg and kept $2 billion in his personal accounts. The most notorious crime of the Tambov Gang was the murder of a female politician, Galina Starovoytova, in 1998. She was shot dead in front of the door of her apartment. The killer was later arrested and sentenced to 23 years in prison. The gang's leader, Vladimir Kumarin, was arrested in 2007 and sentenced to 15 years in prison. However, his case was later reviewed and the sentence was increased to 24 years. So there you have it, a quick rundown of some of the richest criminal organizations in Russia. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. We publish new videos on our channel every week, and for those who want more exciting content, check out our video about 5 richest people in the world that are not on the Forbes list. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.